Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of Unique Adventures. We are out here outside of Naches. We're going to be exploring these bat caves up here. We're at Boulder Creek Caves, and it's cool. We're going to get to go up this trail here. We're going to go see this cave that was set up here by Devil's Creek, and it just kind of cut into the volcanic flow and made this cool little cave. We're going to go up on this trail here, go see where these bats are. Maybe we get to see some bats, we aren't going to know. And then after that, just a little bit more down the way, there is a cool waterfall. We're going to go check that out as well, so come along with us. So as we're going up here, you can see cool ravine behind us here as we're making our way up the trail. Do note, if you're coming to the caves here, you do have to get a recreation.gov pass for the parking here. It's like $2, but it is timed entry, so you can't just fly up here whenever you feel like it and come check this out. So do note that. But great views so far. We're making our way up. So you can see behind us here, there's a cool little overlook. You can stop at a little bridge down here. Gives you some great view and some great perspective to the creek, you know, pretty much eroding out the walls here, making this little canyon here with the moss overgrowth. It's a really cool thing to get to see up here. But we're gonna keep trucking along to go into the Batcave. So it's not too bad of a hike, a little bit of an incline, not gonna lie, but we're slowly just, you know, this trail's nice. It's got a couple of stopping points. You can stop, take a look at the scenery, and keep going. So we're going to the Batcave. Alright, so we've made it to the opening of the Boulder Creek Cave down here.
So we're going to get ready to walk through. So you come down the lower path and then you walk through the cave and it comes out on the other side and you have to walk back up a little incline, it looked like. So we're just getting ready to head on in.
Yeah, so make sure when you're coming down the trail and there's a fork right at the bottom, you're going to take a right and then you're going to come down and see all of this. You're going to come in, make sure you stay on the trail down here. They're really vigilant here about making sure you clean your feet off to keep the white nose fungus away from the bats and to spread it. So definitely make sure you clean your shoes well, but we're about ready to go in and check this cave out. All right, so as you can see here, as we're starting to walk down into the cave, how the creek or the river actually came through and carved into the side here, making this cool cave setup. So really cool how nature works. We're entering the Batcave. Let's show it to you. So we're on the back side of the cave here. It's probably about, I don't know, probably about 800-900 feet or so to get through.
Yeah, not too bad. Biggest thing is make sure you have tennis shoes on. It is a little rocky and there are spots that are a little bit slippery because of the water that comes through. And also have a light either from your phone or a lamp. There are spots where it's just a little darker, so you want to be able to see your footing. But otherwise it was pretty easy walk. Just maybe what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes or so. It gets really dark. The temperature change in there is pretty drastic. I think it's like probably down to probably 50-55 degrees, but on a hot day like today, it felt so good in there. But you will have to note, I started getting bugs trying to follow me on the way out when I started turning on the lights and stuff, so do note that you're going to run into a couple of bugs in there. We really didn't see much for bats in there currently.
It was fine.
But you know, that's where they hang out, and that's why you got to clean your feet well going in and out, so we're not taking anything either in or out of the cave to help kind of preserve this area. But how the water is carved its way through this rock side is nothing short of amazing of what nature does.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And as far as cleaning your shoes, it's just rubbing them on the little boot cleaner things. It's nothing major, so don't worry about that. But yeah, it was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
Something pretty to see.
So we're going to walk back up this trail, work our way back across. We're going to go try to catch up with this Upper Devil's waterfall, which is just down the street a little bit ways. We're going to see if we can get into it. It's supposed to be pretty amazing, so that is our next stop. All right, so we have switched back around the back side of the Boulder Creek cave area here. We are at the trailhead. This is kind of what it looks like here, going to the Upper Devil Falls. It says it's about 0.6 of a mile, so not a long walk, but from what we heard, pretty good payoff. So I'm gonna go forward. Let's go see that waterfall. We're walking. You will note that this trail is extremely narrow and kind of, you know, drug out of the, or carved out of the hillside here. You can see behind us here. So it's really narrow, kind of inverted a little bit. So you do definitely have to watch your step. Just take it slow. But we're hoping for a big payoff here. It's not too bad. I think right now this is actually, so far, this is easier than getting to the Batcave. So, but that's so far. And it looks like we're about ready to go downhill a little bit. So, not terribly hard so far.
Well,
The getting up part.
Okay, so assessing the situation here. You get to a fork, can go up, can go down. Down, pretty technical. You should probably have some poles to make it down. If there's any kind of moisture down here though, it's gonna make it real tricky getting back up. We're opting to go up. You get to overlook what's on the bottom. You just don't get to see what's on the bottom. And for us, that's okay. I know below, you get to go underneath the back of the waterfall, which would be completely amazing. But I'm also trying not to get stuck down there and make sure we can get back up. So we just don't have poles and stuff to help us get traction and to feel 100% confident about getting up there. So we're gonna show you the upper and what the overlook looks like.
It's pretty. It was a tough walk, but we made it. We just kept going to see what was up higher. So sometimes you just have to explore and you get a nice view like this.
Higher, definitely easier, but still not easy.
No, I would say probably moderate. Wear some good shoes, hiking boots. You got to get lots of traction. So.
All right, so we got done with the hike up to Devil's Creek. It definitely is not the easiest hike to do out there. It's worth it to go up there. I am vowing that I want to go back up there and actually like conquer that lower end. So one day I'm gonna bring the appropriate gear and I'm gonna go down there and get some epic shots, but it's gonna have to wait for another day. But we still had a good time up there.
Yeah, just make sure again, wear your tennis shoes or hiking boots. We were talking about maybe next time it would be good if we had some hiking poles, just because the trail is kind of narrow and it's not real steady. You know, it's rocky and stuff. So yeah, climbing down to the bottom, I would say I would agree with Glenn. If we had the proper gear, it might be a little easier. It was a steep drop, and so that would definitely be a little bit of work. But getting to the top and looking at the waterfalls, it was great. It took us about 15 minutes to walk back to the car. Came home, and we've just been hanging out at the campsite and decided to come down to the lake. And
yep. And so we're actually camping this weekend at Indian Creek. It's a national forest campground. Very nestled, very wooded. No hookups. Run what you brung. It's been pretty good so far. The sites are a little bit small, but when you walk out past the campground, and it's actually on Rimrock Lake out here. Yep. Gorgeous. So the view behind us, you can see nice and calm. So today it's a little breezy, but we were talking that it would be nice to bring out, you know, a 10 by 10 canopy, some chairs, just sit in the shallow part of the water, have, you know, some floaties or a kayak, paddleboard. You can go around the lake. There's a couple people out here today. It is quite cold, but it's June, first part of June. So water's still a little chilly, but definitely a great place to just come and chill if you're here on a hot weekend and just want some peace and quiet and a little bit of activity. Yeah, and of course you're going to know, as always, we're going to have that campground review for you for Indian Creek, so we'll link it right here so that you can check out that video. But it's pretty much going to wrap it up for us out here. Gorgeous views out here at Rimrock Lake. We had a good time out exploring Naches and stuff, so make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you stay subscribed to the channel so that when we go to places with bat caves and waterfalls and amazing lakes like this, you won't miss it. But until then, we'll see you in the next adventure.